Hey, what's up, everybody? I got a 2001, a 2000 Mazda 626. Doing a fuel pump. Let me show you real quick. I got this fuel pump down in less than 30 minutes and out less than 30 minutes without really. Okay, I dropped the tank, but like not all the way. So I took out the two straps. So you got a strap. Those go right up there. Two little bolt holes. So you're gonna be coming in right here between the tank and your this is like your suspension. It's like a tie rod, rear tie rod kind of deal. There's a 10mm bolt right there. You're not gonna, so first thing you need to do is drop your straps. Those are 14mm bolts on both of your straps right here, which are, like I said, they go right up there. You see a little hole over there, but you're going to come in right here with a long extension, swivel socket, and a 14mm. Take out both of those. Now it's not going to drop because you're going to have this, but when you take out the straps, it's going to lower it down enough so you can take off that 10mm. That will come off, and then you've got two lines over here. So let me show you those two lines, the evap lines you got to remove. Coming in behind the car. There you go, right there. One right here, one right here, one right here. Just little clamps. Take those off. And then it's probably gonna catch right here. And then there's like one 10mm bolt right here for the exhaust shield. I took that off. And then it's gonna catch right here. And so I just use a prop. You can see how it's like, see that's like kind of bent right there. So I just take a pry bar right here and just move the tank back towards the front of the vehicle, and it will fall down. At that point, if you have gas in there, it's gonna leak out like this, which is okay because you know you don't want to put a gas tank back up that's full because it's gonna be heavy. You want to take as much gas out as possible to make your job fucking easier. All right, so here's your fuel pump right here. You got a push pin, and that goes to that electrical connector right there. And if you just pull on it, it'll just come down this whole line. This is held in by Phillips head screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And then these right here, you want to squeeze here. Now if you can't get them out, you want to stick like a small screwdriver in right here and just push it on the other side of this black piece, and then put another screwdriver in on the other side, and just pushing both. So I took this out. I'm gonna pull it out and then bring it towards me so I can take these connectors off or see them a little bit easier. And see how you got a little confined space? I got a Phillips head on the end of this ratchet, so that, or you can get a real short screwdriver and do it by hand, however you want to do it. That's how I did it. All right, so let me take these. I mean, I dropped this. I got this fuel pump out in less than 30 minutes. You know, without really removing the entire tank. So I'm gonna just come back in here. I'm gonna take this out, replace the fuel pump, put it back in. Boom. I'm gonna pick this shit up with my hands and just push it. Or I might use this jack. You know, I got a jack stand right there. To be continued. All right, so the way I got the fuel pump out is I kind of lifted up and then I flipped it upside down to maneuver it, and then pulled it out upside down kind of. So what I mean is I took it and then I twisted it and then pulled it out like that to get it out. All right, so these lines can be a pain in the ass. I usually spray them with lubrication, and then you see these, this is what holds it in, this little groove right here on both sides. And so what you gotta do is squeeze this in, right? But that doesn't always work. What I do is I take a screwdriver. Now you need a real small one. You stick it in like that, right? And then pull it down like that, and then do one side at a time. Or you can take this screwdriver, push it up like that, and then leave it there, and then get another screwdriver, do the same on that side, and then pull the line off. But you need like a very small flathead screwdriver to do that. All right, so this fuel pump we're gonna have to transfer. The new one, what I mean is, let's see, this guy right here. So all you're doing is removing this line right here. There's an electrical plug, and then you gotta separate the bottom. So the way to do that, let's see, there's your plug, and it looks like it's the wrong fuel pump. This clamp right here, I'm gonna have to cut it. You have to cut that off with like a pair of dites, side cutters. This bottom piece, you just pry it down. Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and do that. I think they got the wrong fuel pump too. Unless it's got some kind of electrical adapter. Okay, so the way this comes out, it sits in here like that. All right. Got this hole in the bottom, which this strainer goes into, and you see that nub right there? Well, it goes through that hole right there, and that goes on like that. That's what's holding it in there. When you take that out from the bottom, it'll slide up. So you got to release it from the bottom by taking off the strainer. This right here, the new one, comes with an adapter. So if you know your fuel pump right here, see they got different size electrical connectors. This one's smaller. On the original, it comes with an adapter. So you just plug this side in, this side goes here. Give you a long piece of pipe which you want to cut to fit. Don't use the old one because it's been in there for a long time. And then they give you these two things right here. We have to reuse this probably because it didn't come with a new one. So I'm just gonna slide this in there, put my little line on, plug it in, put this on the bottom, and then throw it back in. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but car's running. So this little, so I crank, I got the jack up underneath the fuel tank right there. So you just want to get it close, where I showed you at the bottom of the fuel tank, this side, where I had bent those two little tabs. I use a pry bar I just lift it up with the jack, use a pry bar to kind of get it past those little spot where the tabs are, and then I connect all my fuel lines and the two evap lines. And after I do that, then I raise up a little bit more with the jack, and then I use my extension with my impact tool, and then I push up with the impact tool with the bolt already inside, and then I just kind of force the line bolt in there. It can be a little tricky sometimes, because those fuel tanks don't want to line up sometimes. You kind of just got to force up the strap with the bolt already in there. But anyway, I got this. If I wasn't making a video, I'd have this done in probably an hour. Then that's with me fucking taking a fuel pump apart and because usually I recommend the customer get the whole fuel pump module assembly, and then I don't have to take apart the fuel pump and disassemble it and put it all back together. I just take the whole fuel pump, the old fuel pump, toss it, put the new one in, boom, it's done. But when you get a fuel pump like this one, the little guy in the box, the little jack in the box, then you gotta take apart the old fuel pump assembly, put the new line in and reassemble it. But anyways, it took me about hour and a half tops, and I charged $200 for this job right here. Now when I first started doing mechanic work, shit, it took me 5 hours one time to do a fuel pump job. I do them like an hour and a half now. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna charge $200, $260, to drop a tank minimum. Because I've done them so many times, and sometimes you run into problems, like with those lines, I mean, they're not all gonna be easy. You know, they're not all gonna take an hour and a half. They're not all gonna take 5 hours. You just gotta, you know, every job's different. Just gotta roll with the punches, man. It's part of the job. All right, well, appreciate you watching the video. You know, like I told you, I got that fuel pump in there without, you know, removing the whole tank. All I did was took out 2 bolts. I took out 2 evap lines and that line in the back. And, you know, like I said, it took me 30 minutes to get the fuel pump out. You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a video, show you how to do this. Super easy, you know what I'm saying? Pro tips. Like, that's how you gonna beat shop time. You know what I mean? Like, I used to beat shop time all the time at the dealership. Like, anyways, you want these pro tips, subscribe to the videos. Ain't nobody else doing it like me. I'm gonna show you how to get it done faster, better than anybody. So like and subscribe to videos, please. Y'all have a nice evening. Peace.